happen in qualifying at the MXGP of Europe at Valkenswaard. Julian Lieber grabbed a whole shot ahead of Paul's Jonas, with the three Rockstar Energy Husqvarnas of Covington, Kjær Olsen and Muse giving chase. Lieber tried to disappear at the head of the field, and the top two immediately started to pull a gap. Darian Sinai was well placed, so too was the number 18 of Sever as Chervelin went upside down towards the end of the first lap. Benoit Paturel made a terrible start on the number 6 Yamaha. He was outside the top 15. Conrad Muse then fell down to 14th after being inside the top 6, as Lieber had the save of the day. He lost the champ to lead the race though, because Jonas charged through and into the lead on the Red Bull KTM. The LRT KTM of Lieber, though, was always right there in second. Kevin Belanderen had a fall as he got into the rear wheel of Anton Gohl. He picked himself up and got knocked down again as Karel Kutzar came charging through. Eventually, he would come home in 18th place. Jeremy Seewer had one of those qualifying races. He was in 8th, and he fell down to 36 and picked himself back up to get home in 19th place. So it's going to be a middle pick for the 91 in the main races. Chiara Fontanesi riding as a wild card this weekend, in for the injured Jorge Zaragoza for Ausio Yamaha. Eventually came home in 39th. What is a tough racetrack for the 4-time world champ. Jonas started to come under pressure though from the number 19, Thomas Kjær Olsen, in the closing stages of the race. Jonas going for his 3rd qualifying race win. Thomas Kjær Olsen going for his 2nd consecutive win as Benoit Paturel started to close in on the guys ahead of him. He found his way past Ben Watson to get himself up into 9th. And eventually the number 6 would go on to finish 8th. 64 of Thomas Covington came under pressure from 18. Darian Sinai, and eventually, or Sever Brylyakov, I should say. But in the end, Covington dropped down to 6 as Sever Brylyakov went to 4th. Brian Sue was 5th. The flag went out though, and it was the qualifying win for Jonas. Olsen 2nd, Lieber 3rd, Brylyakov 4th, Brian Sue was 5th. Official confirmation then: Jonas, Olsen, Lieber, Brylyakov, Brian Sue, Covington, Bogus and Paturel, your top 8.
Well, that's going to make things in.
Yeah, you know, I got a pretty decent start, and then Julian made the mistake, and yeah, I passed him, and I felt pretty good on the track. We still can make some improvements with the team. We're gonna put our brains in this evening, and hopefully tomorrow will be better. But you know, I felt really good. The track is quite slick underneath, so it makes the racing really good, and I think tomorrow will be a good race. In
MXGP qualifying, Tonio Cairoli picked up from where he left off a week ago by charging for the front of the field. DeSalle and Geiser gave chase. Arno Tonas was in 4th, but not for long. Here's why. Got the wrong side of the bike and crashed at the head of the field. Was very lucky not to get landed on by the chasing pack. Tonas would eventually charge his way back to 16th as Cairoli disappeared at the head of the field. DeSalle was there in 2nd. The 2 HRCs of Geiser and Bobashev were next. Then Paulin, Van Hoorbeek and Hurlings, with Jasikonis right there as well. Paulin tried to muscle his way past Bobashev, who pushed the Frenchman wide. That left the door open for Van Hoorbeek to charge his way through into 5th. Van Hoorbeek then went after Bobashev, ran the Russian wide, got himself into 4th on lap 3 on his Monster Energy Yamaha. Paulin eventually went around the outside of Bobashev to get himself into 5th and went after Van Hoorbeek. Jasikonis on the Suzuki World MX GP machine charged hard down the inside of Bobashev, got himself into 6th. But DeSalle came under the scrutiny of Geiser. Van Hoorbeek found his way past the Slovenian, the championship leader, to get himself in the 3rd with that pass on lap 5. Went after DeSalle on the Monster Energy Kawasaki, and it wasn't long before Gauthier Paulin, a daring move around the outside of the 243, muscled his Rockstar Energy Husqvarna up into 4th. At the same time, Van Hoorbeek was past De Salle to go second. Jasikonis found his way past Bobashev. The Russian spinning out, allowing Herlings and Koldenhoff through. And then Jasikonis found his way past Geiser briefly to get himself into 5th position around about the mid-race. Herlings hit neutral and almost went down, but managed to save it. He was in around 7th position at that point. And he got the HRC rider behind him in a form of Geiser, I think. Herlings made his move on De Salle. That got him into 4th with 2 laps to go. The Dutch fans loving that, but it was Kai Rowley who was oblivious to everything that was going on around him. He took an easy win in MXGP qualifying. Van Hoorbeek was 2nd, Paulan 3rd, Herlings 4th, De Salle, Geiser, Simpson and Jasikonis, your top 8 here today.
Yeah, you know, it's this track actually is not really important at the start, but it's always better to get the whole shot and make your pace. I know my speed is good on this track and my condition is also okay. So it's a matter of a good start and stay clean and clear the first laps and then try to make your rhythm. And it works. I'm really happy, and hopefully tomorrow we're gonna have a good race also and another podium.